everyone. I am here with Lou Sutcliffe from EELER'S Choice and 9 to Midnight. Hello, Lou.
Hello.
Hello. I made it sound like you were like we were entering on a children's show. I was like, "Hello, Mr. Lou," or Mix Lou. Sorry. Hello,
Doctor, actually.
Dr. Lou. I'm so stupid. I'm like I was literally thinking like I was gonna introduce you as Dr. Lou, and then I stopped and I was like, "Dang."
No, you can't. It's the OG non-binary title.
That's true. That's true. Doctorate.
No one argues with your non-binary title when it's doctor.
That's true though. And one of our nine binary. One of our non-binary 9 to midnight binary. One of our non-binary characters from Hainai is literally like a brain surgeon and a doctor. Or like and the puppet master. Those are the two non-binary addresses,
character.
Doctor and puppet master.
I like that character very much. I was like, oh, and Irish as well, of Irish heritage as well, which I am myself.
Yeah, even though I was just attempting the lightest and most unconvincing Irish accent to ever exist, barely Irish-ish.
Yeah, I mean, to my ear, it's a pretty good one, to be honest.
Yeah, it was inoffensive, which is as much as I can hope for when I'm doing a different accent. Wonderfully inoffensive, thank goodness.
Yeah, that character has a special place in my heart. I'm like, non-binary and a doctor.
Non-binary and a doctor. We were actually having discussions earlier in the in our Discord where somebody was like, "What if the doctor made the creature from Frankenstein?" And they were like, I feel like what's fun is that the puppet master had an opposite problem to Victor Frankenstein, which is that Victor Frankenstein did not love the creature that he created properly, whereas the puppet master loved the creature they created, their daughter, too much. Yeah, and allowed her to do too much, and it became sort of like she was an enabler. In contrast with Frankenstein being negligent, she was just too doting, they were just too doting to her, and so it was just like, nope. That's the other bad side of that's the other balance of parenting that you have to hit.
Yeah. They try to strike some kind of balance.
Exactly. Ooh, let me just grab my link so I can put it up on top. But I'm just gonna check. I've also so many things to do, but I also just got to check the chat to see if people are chatting, so I don't neglect them the way Frankenstein neglects his creature. Because
his career
and his
morals,
career,
the creature, like his family, the people he loves.
Exactly, neglect. Don't do that. Don't do that, everybody. That's the lesson.
I did reread Frankenstein recently on account of being cast in R.E. Frankenstein.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, that's so exciting. By the way.
It's like I should probably actually refresh myself on this story.
Maybe so. Also, I do have to say, same problem with Homewood, which is that we're all funding at the same time, so I can't just tell everybody about the other funding things, because even though I want to, because that's like all I do when I'm not making my own show. I'm like, hey, check out this show. Hey, check out that show. Oh, it's so sad.
There are many crowdfunders, Kickstarters, and things at the moment. Please go find them and give them money.
Right. Also,
they
Halo
there, nebulously.
Yeah, Halo Cat says hello, and Anonymous says Anonymous.
I know Neve.
Yeah, Neve says Anonymous. I see. Hello. Yeah. Also, Lou looks frozen. There are so many Kickstarters at the moment. I know it was such bad timing. I should have thought about that, but that's okay because
as soon as I see them, I contribute to them.
Yeah, right. Here's the thing, though. Right now we are talking about this Kickstarter. So right now Lou has very kindly, the one right here. So Lou has very kindly agreed to help me raise money for the Pinoy Monster Horror Anthology, which is also the official Hainai comic. Super fun. We have basically the Hainai comic is a 15-page comic on the Pinoy Monster Horror Anthology, and the Hainai comic is one of many amazing pieces of art, pieces of stories that are part of this anthology. It's a horror anthology with Filipino monsters by Filipino artists, 100 pages of comics. So do check it out. I'm going to also drop the link in the chat. And also, I'm sorry I keep freezing Lou by accident. My computer decides that like that's just what'll happen for some reason, and I don't know why.
Or is it when you click away from the Discord?
Yes, that's exactly why.
All right, I'm gonna try and freeze on the most hilarious.
Yes, yes. Let's do that right now. I'll freeze you right now. 3, 2, 1, go.
Wait.
Okay, wonderful. I think that should stick. Yeah, we'll keep it there. I think I'll just yell. That's really good. That's genuinely good. I love that. We'll just keep it there. I think that's gonna be the thumbnail.
Yeah,
actually.
Don't click back to Discord.
No, I did. But it was really good.
Oh no, I'm back.
I'm back. No. I'm actually thinking, I'm not sure if it freezes while I'm drawing. I don't think it does. So it's a weird dance that I have to do. I have to go to OBS, it doesn't freeze, and then I go to the drawing, and it shouldn't freeze. But I'm not 100% sure if it does freeze or not. So you all in the chat can tell me if that's happening or not. Is it good?
I'm frozen.
You're frozen?
Myself freeze. I'm trying to freeze in a variety of different positions.
This is a really good one. See, this is how we do entertainment here in this house.
That's my MR James protagonist has just seen someone playing golf.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why it does. Well, I mean, I know why it does this. It's like a weird thing with like the hardware, the software, all that, but I still don't like it. But it does mean some shenanigans.
Yep.
Do love me some shenanigans. Okay, so today we are going to chat about 9 to Midnight. You know that thing that's due next week, and I still haven't started.
Having peered into Harlan's folder,
that's everybody.
4 of us have already submitted, so that's most people by the looks of it.
I mean, we were all taking inspiration from Harlan. We're just gonna be like, here's the episode one night before, complete and fully produced. We did it in 6 hours.
There are 2 kinds of podcasters, and there are those of us who are terrified of being late autistic, and then those of us who are seat to the pants, last minute ADHD.
I mean, I'm both, so it's like,
Yeah.
That means that I can finish work in the matter of like 3 hours and not be late. That's the important part. I'm
such power.
Late. I'm not late, but only in the case of like getting it down to the wire. That's my secret superpower. But yeah. Oh, did you want to draw with me, or are you just gonna chat? Because I feel like I'm doing you a disservice by just freezing your.
I have tried
window.
to get in to the drawing program, but it tells me I have to log in. Unfortunately.
Oh no! And you don't want to do that.
Yeah, it requires an email address and a password off me.
Can you do like one of those like Google things, or no? Or you just prefer not to?
I tend not to. I tend to minimize the number of things I have to have a look.
That's so fair. That's so fair. That's okay. I'll draw stuff for you. Let me just. I'll just put all of the visuals.
I'm a terrible artist, so.
I mean, that's the fun part. Have you not seen our shenanigans? You have. You've been watching our streams, which I really appreciate. Thank you. Teehee. That's the fun part, though.
I can see if it'll let me log in with Google or something.
Yeah. Yeah. This one at least like it doesn't like bother me in my emails, which is, you can't say that for most things. Magma, and that could change, who knows, but for now I'll count my blessings. This is the Haine official comic. Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah. And is Lou still frozen? Because I do feel bad if I've just been drawing there this whole time and I just froze.
I am still frozen, but I'm frozen in a boring situation.
No. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. And tell other people if you know that they want to join our shenanigans. But, Yeah, we're
What
just
do you
trying to
say
get the
about it?
Kickstarter going. I do cheat a little bit because if the Kickstarter is close enough that I can, that it would still be a big boon. I do that thing where maybe I shouldn't say it. Never mind. I do a thing. I do a thing and make sure everyone gets their funds. But I think it's kind of an open secret. But I don't think I'll say it anyway. Um, there you are. Oh, you're a lion.
Have I appeared?
Yes, you have. I can see your little cursor right there. Can you see
It's
yourself?
asking me questions.
It's asking you
It's
questions.
making me answer questions to set up a profile. Skip, skip,
Yeah, you can
skip,
just skip
skip,
all of it.
skip.
It doesn't need a profile at
There we
all. I have
go.
not filled up a single thing. Maybe just a name, honestly, but your name's
I'm
already
also
like just here.
I'm also drawing with a mouse, so this will not be great.
That's so fair though. There we go. Support the Kickstarter. I'll put a big number of where we're at right now. Although on the bright side, we went from 18 to 25% over the last few days. That's not bad, especially because our
That's good.
goal is actually quite high compared to everybody else, which, is typical if you have a bunch of artists that you have to pay.
Yeah, no, that's understandable.
But yeah, but I'm super proud of it. We are now at 25%. There you go. I'm just doing some writing instead of some drawing for now. And if we hit 30% before by the end of this week, I will do a special request drawing stream next week where I'll just be taking requests from people who come onto the stream and who can show me that they supported the Kickstarter. It's a very good smiley face.
This is about the extent of my ability to draw, I'm afraid.
It's
Hey,
beautiful.
so who have
Neve
we got soon
said,
then? We got.
"Oh, sorry."
Ooh. Yeah, yeah, no. What does Neve say?
Neve
Deranged
said,
plants.
I was expecting more deranged plants and other odd drawings. I only managed to catch 2 of these streams, but I like them anyway. Thank you. No, it's been super fun. Are you drawing more things like you were yesterday? Yes, we are. For now, I'm not going to do requests necessarily, but I am certainly going to be taking requests once we hit 30%. And should I raise 50? No, I don't know. I don't think so. I should be realistic. But thank you. Oh my gosh, Doodles Paula says, my dad's getting me the comic. I convinced him to contribute. Hell yeah! I'm so happy. And yeah, I mean, here's my selling point for this comic. It's in Canadian dollars, which means that it's quite cheap for a British and North American audience. The digital copy is only 20 Canadian, which is about 15 US, which is about, I don't know, like 12 or 11 or 10 pounds, I forget. And the physical copy is 30 Canadian, which is just about 20 US and about 15 pounds plus shipping. So yeah, consider supporting us if you can. It's not too much out of the pocket if you're able to, obviously. Like I say that if you have the income to do so. But if you do have a regular person income, it's not too much out of the pocket. But if you don't, then you can tell people about it and please help support us and spread the word. And yeah, that's my big sell. And I will now draw. That's beautiful. Who's that? Who are you drawing?
I'm just drawing over things now.
It's really cute. Okay, so we are here to talk about 9 to Midnight, and we'll start with you, Lou. You can tell us like a little bit about yours, and I'll say why we have somewhat related ideas for 9 to Midnight. Shockingly, just kind of out of nowhere, and it was great.
It's kind of hard to do it without spoiling things, but I shall do my best.
Yeah.
So I've always actually always wanted to join in for 9 to Midnight, but this is the first year that somebody leaned in and went, "Hey, you want to be on 9 to Midnight?" And I'm like, "Hell yes!"
Oh yeah.
Because I always enjoyed them. So I kind of made a joke out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And the entire premise of my 9 to Midnight is that I've been fleeing 9 to Midnight for the past 5 years. Because the premise of 9 to Midnight is that there is a there is a beast which must be fed with horror stories, and And so I'm like, well, this would be funny. I'll make my entire mind to midnight about how I've been avoiding the beast for 5 years now, and it'll never catch me. And then, but it goes otherwise. But honestly, I think mine. I think you're right, mine is more comedy than spooky. Deliberately more comedy than spooky. And I love cryptids. And
I also love
sea
cryptids.
creatures and sea monsters and that kind of thing. So it is very cryptid and sea monster oriented.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna probably just spoil a lot of mine, not fully, because the experience, like, I can talk about my 9 to midnight stories, and it still begs listening. You know what I mean? Like, I can say, oh, this my previous 9 to midnight story is about menstrual horror, and that's something you can just say. You can say it, but that won't really bring you the experience of it all. So I feel like that's the benefit of sort of writing sort of out of pocket, very crazy sort of 9 to midnight stories. And in this one, actually, I did. So it's so funny. I've decided to make an extended universe of all of my anthology entries. So far, it's only 2 anthologies, but it's still really funny. So in the first 9 to midnight anthology, we introduced some characters. One of them is played by Nathan from Storage Papers, and
Oh yes, yes, I remember.
he played the sexy priest, and I played the other character. And
I love that.
yes, he did. And the second story I did was for Someone Dies in This Elevator, which is by Tal. And so that was super fun, and it was a good time. And how you say, yeah, I brought back my characters from the 9 to midnight, the first episode, like that one, and put them into Someone Dies in This Elevator. And once again, it's one of those stories where I kind of go a little out of pocket, and and no matter how I describe it, the experience is in listening to it. But I remember dropping my
You mean
oh,
completely unhinged?
kinda, yes, in a very like
Yeah.
that sure is horror kind of way.
Now that's what I call horror.
No, that's what I call horror. It's the second one I did had like the content warnings, and one of the content warnings was like child murder, and somebody told me like, yeah, Motzi, I knew your trigger warnings would have something like this. And I'm like, what? What? Like last year it was menstrual horror, and this year it was this year it was child murder. And yes, I will indeed destroy this bot that's just appeared. Bot.
Ooh, bot. Murder.
Murder. How do I murder it?
Whom
Wait.
do we have in the?
Oh yes, here we go.
Have Neve,
Mod
we
view.
have Halo Cat.
I'm opening my mod view and I'm murdering this bot. Instead of child murder, it's bot murder. Begone bot here. Delete message, and also, well, I deleted the message. I should have actually. Okay, I'll click the show. Accepted refuse. Huh. I should have actually just banned them first before deleting it. But you know, if they come up again, I'll ban them. Anyway. Yeah, they're gone. They're gone from the chat. So this year I'm doing one where it's super fun. The horror, like the real horror, is losing your status as an immigrant. That's gonna be what it is.
Topical.
Very topical. But
Highly topical.
I mean, yeah. It's also like it's topical, but it's also like because I am an immigrant and I've gone through this sort of like thing. It's a little bit of horror comedy. So it is like very serious in that, you know, that's a scary situation. But it's about Interpreter once again. If anyone has listened to the previous episodes, she is a Filipino immigrant who used to work in the medical field in the Philippines, and then she came to Canada to become a caretaker for this guy. And she has a lot of like connections with, like, she has a lot of fun lore drops, like the fact that she fucking murdered her husband at one point, and she's just like, and she worked with some ghosts of children to murder some policemen and things, you know, just girly things. So
God forbid women do anything.
Yeah, you know? God forbid women do anything. And so That's interpreter, an iconic Filipino woman, as I create,
Mhm.
and she and the whole impetus behind this upcoming episode, which I'm gonna, I already have the whole idea, I just got to write it down and record it, is that it's early on when she like immigrates, and she immigrates as a caretaker. And of course, like when you immigrate on a work permit, you have to keep that job. But what happens is
Yeah.
that her what do you call it, like her client, her employer dies,
Mhm.
and that means she's going to lose her job and therefore her status. So, which is not good for her. She needs to stay in Canada because, all of the hard work she did to immigrate. So she turns him into a monster.
So he's still apparently alive.
Yes, so she
Nice.
resurrects him as an aswang, which is a Filipino monster, because she knows how to do that, because of course she does. And she's like, so I can keep my status. And all, that's fine. She's turned him into a flesh eating creature. That's okay.
Yeah, it seems fine.
Yeah, it's so
Seems
totally
fine.
okay. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, slay.
Gotta,
Exactly.
you got to do
Exactly.
what you got to do.
Yeah. And what's really fun
Just
about this
you're just
monster.
trying to live under late stage capitalism.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, no, for real. Like, the horror isn't that she turned him into a monster. The horror was that she had to.
Where's the immigration
The
service?
horror is
Yeah.
immigration. Yeah, no, for real. But I am still gonna add some. Actually, in this case, whatever, like what I'm talking about right now, the spoiler, not the spoiler, the thing that I'm gonna hold off till the actual episode are the content warnings, because it's gonna get fun again. It's I kind of take pride in sort of like putting content warnings that make people go, "What the fuck?" And so be like, I don't know. I love writing stories like that. I love being out of pocket, especially with these with these. Doodles Follow says, honestly slay, girl needs to eat, and Anoniv Mouse
Yeah.
says, totally fine, love it for her. Exactly. You understand.
Yeah. Everything's fine.
But what's fun is that because she turns him specifically into an aswang,
Mhm.
there are
That's the
certain
vampire one, right?
sort of, well, so an
Kind
aswang.
of vampire.
So what's fun about this is that, so in Filipino folklore, the aswang is kind of an umbrella term, but also kind of a specific creature. So aswang
Okay.
can just mean monster, period, like monster in general, but it also has certain features. So
Mhm.
um it is one of the creatures known as the viscera suckers. And we had a whole talk about
Okay.
this yesterday in the redacted stream. But basically, Athen and Jamie Google search viscera suckers. And Athen was like, "Oh yeah, it just shows the aswang." And then Jamie was like, "Why did it show me porn?" And I'm like, "Jamie, what?"
Jamie, that's your search results you need to worry
Jamie.
about.
And then it's not Jamie's fault, to be fair. It was Bing. He was searching. Oh, well, it's his fault that he was searching on Bing. First of all, who
Why
searches on
using
Bing?
Bing?
Jamie. So who the hell searches things on Bing? So that's his first
How old
mistake.
are you, sir?
But to be fair, also he was not like, Bing does not know, like, Bing is a bad search engine, as we have proven. Like, he just searched viscera suckers and it just showed him porn, and I'm like, no. What do you think
Dude.
viscera means?
Yeah, seriously, if the viscera is coming out in the porn, something has gone very, very wrong.
Exactly. I'm like,
Very
Jamie,
wrong.
why would you use Bing? Anyway, Bing is bad. But gets banned from Microsoft,
Fucking
whatever. Oh, and
yeah.
no, it's okay. Somebody's do I just call you Neve? Yeah, like that's fine. I can
Yeah,
just
I
say
mean,
Neve. But like Neve said, should I change my name to make it easier to say? No, it's fine. It's fine. I'll just call you Neve. I'm the one who's stubbornly trying to say the entire name. Not Neve
yeah, it's
Mouse.
Neve. I know
Neve
Neve, I
Mouse.
know Paula, slash I know Doodles.
Yes, Doodles.
Doodles makes Becca Tales. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct because it's Spanish.
Yeah. I mean,
Which I believe is an adaptation of kind of literary Spanish fiction
yes,
for the modern
by
audience.
Becker. Yeah.
Neve is a sound dialogue editor for Cerise, the podcast that the nice Danish lad makes.
Ooh.
Um,
How lovely. And you know
I
everybody.
don't know
Yeah.
anything.
And yeah, I mean, when I introduced it, because we did a feed drop, and I do need to do a second feed drop because I feel because some schedule stuff happened, and so. But anyway, we were doing like a little promo drop, and I was told like it, it said Becker Tales, so I said Becker Tales. But then when I introduced the author, I forgot his first name, but I was like he's Spanish, so it's Becker, right? And yeah, correct, Becker,
Okay.
Becker.
Okay. Well,
Becker Tales
thank you for the
mention,
correction.
yeah. Never call me Paula, my Spanish
I
name.
uh,
Dang. Paula.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting
Doodles.
for Swole Himbo Esteban, who I've been promised.
Yeah. Oh,
So
Doodles was too busy making one of the best Hainai fan arts ever, which I might actually bring up here
yeah,
on screen because it is, it's so
yes,
good.
please.
Here, let me bring it up. Is it okay, Doodles? Actually, let me ask you before I actually bring it up. Is it okay if I show the fan art you did recently that is super good and awesome and cool? Let me know.
Apparently so. Yes.
Oh no. Also, I'm so sorry, Doodles. I did in fact just link Twitch for some reason, and not twitch.tv/hinipod. Oh, look at what happens when I don't have anyone to help me. Here. Okay. So
I am of no use whatsoever. I'm afraid.
show. Okay. No, it's not you. I mean, like a team to work on this sort of thing. It's like, dang. Here, you're a guest. You don't need to do anything, and I'm freezing you, so I'm already punishing you for being here.
I'm in the box.
In the box. Okay, here we go. Let me show this over here. Actually, I could probably put it up on the canvas now that I look at it. Let's see. Okay, let me see if I could upload it to the canvas. Oh, I love your. I wasn't looking at your art because I kept it on your window so you wouldn't freeze so much, but. Okay.
I've just been doing nonsense in the background.
No, that's awesome. Okay, let me see if I can I put an image here? How do I put an image here? Athen did it yesterday, and I don't know how to do that. No. How do I upload an image? Quick new same size, export as, drawing settings, nope. Oh, maybe I can copy it. Now, maybe I can do that. Can I do that? Copy image? Paste image? Yay! There it is. Look at this.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so it's Mary from Hainai. She is waving her 3 flags, which is polyamory, pansexual, and Filipino.
Pansexual and Filipino.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really good.
I was like, what's that one on the right? Have they invented another gender flag? Oh no, it's Filipino.
Yeah. No, for real though. Yeah, let me put on a separate.
Well, but you always get that joke about that where someone posting up like a Welsh flag, and it's like, why is there a dragon on this now? These gender flags are going too far.
Yeah, these gender flags.
That's the Welsh flag. It's company.
My other favorite one was somebody asking like, what, like somebody was like, I know AFAB and I know AMAB, but what's the one on your bio? And they're like, Arab?
Arab.
That really got me. But yeah, I love it. Assigned. Yeah, Rasmalai. Ah! Oh god. Arab. That was so bad. I love.
What's the meme that they were? It's like AMAB assigned male at birth, AFAB assigned female at birth, ACAB all cops are bastards. AHAB. Behind me I see ye great whale. From hell's heart I stab at thee.
Oh god. Oh, I have a random question, just out of my own my own love of things. Have you ever played Elden Ring?
No, but I've watched the Meredith brothers play it.
Hell yeah. Do you know about this NPC that's literally just Captain Ahab? Oh
No.
my gosh. So in the DLC of Elden Ring, there's this guy, what's his name? It's he is really funny and his name was gosh, I forgot his name, but basically he's this like stinky, like covered in filth guy who lost his legs to a yeah, like he's straight up like they're like doing him dirty. There's like they literally have him as like having like pants with shit in them. Like this is like here's the thing. Everyone thinks Elden Ring
What?
is a serious game. It's not. It's the silliest game to ever exist because they put jokes in everything, and one of those things is that they were like, if you ever get this guy's outfit, they will literally say that his pants are full of shit and he is just covered in dirt and nobody would wear these clothes. And this is their Ahab character. So this guy basically he was like, he was almost killed by a dragon, like this gigantic dragon. And
Okay.
he's so angry at this dragon. And basically what you can do is that you can summon him to fight with you, like once you face this dragon. And
Hmm.
out of every NPC, this guy just enters the fight screaming. He's like, "Curse you, Bale!"
Before you see
Ah!
thee.
Yeah, it's literally, he's like, with a hail of harpoons, with every last drop of my being. He's so, I'm not even
See
doing
thee
that.
doomed.
I'm not even doing that justice. He is like fully, his entire ass is put into that, into that performance. And what's really funny
Like,
is that he was like, because people really like that character. Like, people generally don't like summoning NPCs into fights. It's just like whatever. But every time,
yeah.
like even the people who don't like doing that summon him in just to hear him like shout at the beginning of the fight, "Curse you, Bale!" And that's literally like Elden Ring's Captain Ahab. And it's really good. I'm trying to remember his name, but his voice actor, because they get a lot of really classical actors for Elden Ring, of course, like they get like Shakespearean actors, because I say it's jokey, but it's also like it is a serious game where they get really good like performers. And the guy they hired to do this voice is like, I had no idea how much this would blow up. I just came in, did my lines, and I was like, yeah, I take it as seriously as any like role that I get. And everyone, he had no idea that everyone loves him for just being the most insane character in the entire game. He's like,
That's how that happens. That's how you end up a randomly beloved character. You just show
exactly.
up and do your lines one time, and you happen to be given like the most unhinged that everybody character that everyone suddenly decides is going to be their blowbow, and
Yes,
then that's it.
exactly. And I love he's sort of an anti-blur, well not an anti-blur, but people love him, but he's filthy. He's like the game is like this pathetic like dirty, covered in filth, blah blah blah, but then he is also like considered to be he's too angry to die. Like that's his whole character. He's too angry to die, and that's why people like him. It's really good, and I cannot do his performance justice because he is just completely unhinged. And it's great because like other NPCs, you hear them and they're like, saying their lines like, "Oh, hey, blah blah blah, hello, hello." They usually have gentle voices, and then this guy, you come near him and you hear like, "Ah!" Ah! And you just hear like the most insane shouting from a distance. You're like, "What the fuck's going on? What's happening?" I love that guy. Let me see if I can find his. Sorry, I just because you brought up Ahab and suddenly I'm like,
Everyone loves the one most unhinged character in the game. Like I remember years ago, like Baldur's Gate 1,
Mhm.
and there was this character called Minsk who was just mad as a box of frogs. And they everybody loved that character. I think they brought him back again for like later games. I don't know. I don't play games. Um, and yeah, people would just randomly quote lines from him at me, and they'd be like, "It's me. I have a my and his giant miniature space hamster or something. It's
uh,
something about a space hamster.
mhm. I
Um,
I why do they quote it at you? I'm sorry, I missed that portion of the. story.
Well, people just love this character so much they would just quote his nonsense lines all the time.
Wonderful. I love
Um,
that.
like, now Minsk rules the pack or something like that,
Hell yeah.
or and this is Boo, my giant miniature space hamster, or this was like 1999 or
Oh
something.
yeah, Baldur's Gate. Oh my god. It's been that long. Good god. Baldur's Gate. Oh, I was just trying to search this guy's name. His name's Egon, but what made me laugh out loud was when I searched him by his line, there is a genius.com entry about him. You know the
Oh,
one for
really?
lyrics?
Okay,
They put
right.
his entire speech on genius.com. The lyrics genius, but like I guess I did not realize they had a separate site just for speeches because apparently they have just put his entire speech here.
Oh, really?
Oh lord, what a silly guy. What a silly character. Sorry, that was a weird tangent. Anyway, let me actually draw something.
No, no sorries. I love a weird tangent.
You are doing a wonderful job, by the way, with your drawing.
Just, I'm just drawing nonsense now.
Good. Good. That's what I mean. That's what it means to be an artist. Draw some nonsense. Oh, there you go. I think I fixed it a bit so that we can see more of your art on screen.
Uh,
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, honestly, the stream, like, I was gonna be like, oh, we'll talk about 9 to Midnight, and that was done very quickly. So we're just gonna draw some stuff now. Oh, is there any project you're working on right now that you want to talk about? Or any stuff that you are into?
honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still working on Eagle's Choice season two. We've now done. I've finished the songs now,
Uh huh.
and we're mainly directing people. And yeah, getting the lines in. Yeah, it's kind of a matter of it's the usual kind of scheduling thing that you have when you have people in like seven different time zones.
Yes, absolutely.
Um, yeah, it's that. And I'm also working on my long term writing project, which is going to take me a very long time,
Oh,
which is adapting Scandinavian Dracula for audio drama.
oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh, thanks, Hello Cat. Yeah, which involves me. Well, Swedish Dracula is something like twice as long as normal as Irish Dracula. It's like
Eh,
OG Dracula. So that is going to take a very long time.
that's so
I've got to the
fun.
point where I've got a spreadsheet now with comparisons of all the different versions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've got to the point now. I'm currently mapping it out.
Uh,
Um, making files for every single one of what I suspect will be. Uh, well, like so, the timeline of Scandinavian Dracula goes all the way into December, where the original Dracula it stops at the beginning of November,
uh,
so and starts in May. So that's that many month of diary entries that I'm going to have to eventually adapt.
hell yeah. There you go.
Yeah, this is going to take some time.
That's okay. Many
But yeah,
audio dramas
mainly
last like five
I'm
years.
just yeah. Um, but that's kind of where I am on that. Otherwise, it's mainly just ticking through Eela's Choice season two, to be honest.
Hmm.
Um,
Tell us more about Ealer's Choice for those who don't know.
there are three people in this in that chat, um,
Mm, mm.
and I think all of them have listened to it. But okay,
No, I'm putting this
oh,
up as a VOD. People might watch the
no, that's fine.
VOD.
Oh yeah, no, good point. Good point.
There you
I'm
go.
jumping the gun there.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Eela's Choice is a maritime fantasy horror about the dangers of taking advantage of the natural world and what happens when it comes back at you for it. It is yeah, it's our kind of fantasy world that we cooked up between us, me and Daisy, which is kind of based on the whaling coasts of America, of the US and the UK.
Hmm.
So the geography and society is very kind of based on New Bedford, Martha's Vineyard, and Whitby on the Yorkshire coast. But it's kind of it's fantasy whaling, but the whaling we're back on Ahab again. But the whaling is hunting giant eels.
Ooh.
Um, so yes, it is very heavily musical. Um, I see you two are drawing sexy lady.
Oh yes, yes, absolutely. I'm actually
Excellent.
attempting to visualize how I imagine interpreter my recurring anthology character to look like, because obviously I don't want her to look exactly like all the other characters that I voice, but also she is very iconic, so I do want to like capture her energy. But yeah, no, that's awesome, and I love a musical podcast. I'm trying to get all of my
Ooh.
musical friends to like help me make a musical, like a literal a fully musical podcast. But for now, it's just a lot of singing in Hainai. That's how it manifests.
I do like the singing in Hainai.
Oh, thank you.
I like diegetic singing. And I like the sort of general theme of. I realize you're probably using the public domain 1950s, out of copyright
Yeah.
stuff for the public domaininess of it,
Yes.
but it gives the Hainai a very distinct mood as a
Hmm.
result.
Yeah. I mean,
A very
oh yes.
yeah.
Sorry. Go on.
No, you go on. It's okay.
I was just gonna say, like, I do obviously like use it for that, but I also like chose a specific artist for it so that it's sort of thematically consistent. Because the way I write and the way I do things is that I never just pick something for vibes alone. I mean I do, but then I always want to make sure that it all like thematically fits. So what's ended up being fun is that even though we do sometimes use other like artists, I have stuck with this one artist from the 1920s named Bessie Smith, who is one of the like queens of like the blues and rock and roll, and
Hmm.
in particular, well, the blues actually, not so much rock and roll, but like her whole deal is that she had like a very long list of blues that she sang, and what were great about them is that weirdly appropriate for Hainai is that especially now she had a very distinct sort of a lot like they were blues, so they were genuinely like kind of depressing. All her
Hmm.
songs had like, but also like she's still very, how do I describe it? Like, because they are blues, so none of them have like a particularly like super happy tilt to them. But when they do, they are very, very sexual and sensual. Like, she was extremely explicit. Like she's very shameless in the way that she was like doing her singing, which I find really fun as well because like, I think in a weird way, a lot of the audio drama that has inspired me specifically were very asexual, which is not bad. It's just like something I noticed. But in contrast, Hainai is quite like like a sexual show in comparison.
Yes,
So
that is
having
the
a
thing,
sexual
isn't
singer.
it?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're right. This is something we've noticed before. There is certainly the kind of audio drama that like our community makes and listens to is very so. Daisy will murder me if I denigrate actual full-on asexuality and the representation of asexuality
Mhm.
in audio drama, because we don't get enough asexuality representation
In
in
general.
media at
Yeah,
all in any way.
exactly.
So there, I feel like we're the actually overt asexuality representation we get in audio dramas is compensating for that.
Oh yeah,
But
for sure.
because of censorship rules and because of having to tick that box on your is does this have adult or explicit content, or like things getting kind of downregulated if they do have anything, what I think of as not like adult content, but just the kind of mature content that includes sexuality as a part of life,
Hmm.
um, is so regularly just it's not added. Like I don't mean like that. I mean there are out there adorable, horny, actual horny podcasts.
Yes.
And they are rare, but you can find them. And then there is the whole separate like erotic audio drama community.
Mhm.
Um, which
Which I need to get more on,
if you will
honestly.
know people in it, but you won't know you know people in it. Basically,
Oh
I've
yeah,
only ever
true.
spoken to someone who was one person who was overt about being involved in it. And there is actually quite a lot of money in it as well, I understand, as opposed to in our area of audio drama.
Hmm.
Um, but there are, I've known, like, so the one podcast that I know that did not, I've known not shy away from actually including overtly kind of sexual content in it, Shadows at the Door. There are
Ooh.
2 episodes of Shadows at the Door. It's Mark Nixon and David Alt's podcast.
Oh.
And there are 2 episodes of Shadows at the Door which are overtly like kind of in one case it has like sexual assault content or at least
Hmm.
kind of like sexual coercion.
Yeah.
And then there's another episode which I think is beautiful, which has like lesbian it's kind of a sad sapphic content, but it
Hmm.
is definitely kind of borderline erotic. Like Erica Sanderson is definitely making coming noises. Like that is
Yeah.
what is occurring. Like
Yeah.
um and I I can't think of there are so few podcasts like audio drama podcasts that actually like we have I have podcatchers full of horror slasher um Clive Barker levels of like stabbing and that kind of thing, but very little that has Clive Barker levels of we have such sights to show you,
Yeah. Yeah. Ah,
like that people seem to shy away from including the erotic in their horror.
mhm. Exactly. And I think like what's really interesting about that is there's like a Venn diagram where it's not necessarily like the fault it's not at all the fault of like asexual horror, but there's a Venn diagram where asexual horror gets sort of lumped in with um like a desexualized horror, like very different
Yeah,
things. Like asexual horror is just what it is. It's like a show of identity. It's very important in the story. But then there
yeah,
is that
it's
other
very
one where it's
yeah.
like it's almost like mascot horror. You know how mascot horror is ostensibly like horror for kids, and
What is mascot horror?
mascot it's
I keep
it's
seeing
it's
that
the video
mentioned.
it's the video game stuff that's most seen in your Five Nights at Freddy's and all that, where it
Oh,
is
okay,
fun. Like
yeah.
there is a genuine like interesting like basis to it, but I think that a lot of people who do mascot horror without actually like drawing into like what makes it scary are doing it simply because it's a very easy, won't get censored on social media horror. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so it tends to
Yeah.
be like there's this weird like thing that I notice, that one of the reasons that content does not get included in a lot of like horror now is not necessarily because of a natural like like decision to not do that just because it's like honest to them, which is what I think of when I think of asexual horror. But a lot of it is
Mhm.
just because they don't want to get censored, which is sort of like
Yeah,
you're doing the work
yeah.
for them. You know what I mean? Like a lot of it is just we cannot show, like we have to self censor or else we'll get censored, and I'm like, that kind of sucks. Like that's kind of giving up the you're kind of just doing their work for them, and I kind of hate that. But it's but I can't like decide what's what. I cannot just assume and like say like that's what people are doing. But it happens so
Mhm.
often that I'm definitely noticing it. I'm just like, I notice like you're doing this, and it's partly because in when they start out that way, they attract a young audience, and it's kind of just like,
Mhm.
and we will continue to cater that to that young audience, even if that wasn't the intention, and that kind of weirds me out a little bit. But it's also like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, that this is another thing. This is like there it's horror. We should not be catering to a young audience.
yes,
Like
oh my god,
this is
exactly,
this is for adults. Why 15-year-olds, why are you listening to the horror?
yeah, but
Why are you
also
listening to the gore and the splatter
yeah,
and the cutting off of the limbs and the like? No.
yeah,
Why
but
is it fine for
also
them to listen to that, but it's not fine for them to listen to the sexual content?
yeah,
Like
I do think like obviously if a teenager wants to listen to that, it's fine. Like I
you're
won't
not going to
stop
stop them.
them,
Yeah.
but I do think that like people sort of what do you call it? Like sort of trying to cater to that is weird. You know what I mean? It's like if they're mature enough for the violence, then they're going to be mature enough for the sex. And the answer to that is whether they are mature or not is it's not us to decide. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it is truly like whatever they are growing up with, we are just making the content. But trying like it is weird to for people to, I mean, not fully because I do know people who make children's horror who are specifically like trying
Yeah, you
to
goosebumps and yeah, are you afraid of the dark and that
yeah,
kind of
yeah, and
thing.
like
That's
trying to give children like a nice little like door into yeah, there are like people who do that, which who I respect a lot. But then there are people who are like like I don't want to be censored by social media and therefore I will not do a horror that is like true. I will do a horror that is marketable. It's like
yeah,
okay. Guess you'll do that.
yeah.
But it's also not completely their fault
Guess
either.
we
It just
can't
like
stop
makes me
you.
weird, makes me feel weird about it. Um, and it's also like certain people who say they're horror creators or horror fans and they throw like eroticism under the bus, and I'm like, you don't know history,
Mm,
do you? You don't know what you're
yeah.
doing, do you?
Please immediately go and read the books of blood
Yeah.
and come back to us when you have educated
Yeah,
yourself.
look up what a blue book is basically what I tell them. Like, look up what a
Yeah.
blue book is because your thing is the same as my thing. And if you're going to throw my thing under the bus, we are chained together. You're going to throw yourself under the bus,
You're going under
actually.
the bus as well.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you do horror, but you're like, oh, eroticism. I'm like, nope, you're gonna go under the bus, same as me. Sorry, sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
That's not that's not
Whom the
that's
bus
not gonna
cometh, the
save you.
bus ask not for whom the bus cometh, it cometh for thee and me.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
somebody.
that
So, I sorry, I just wanted to call out Halo Cat, and Halo Cat did mention something that I really, really want to talk about, which is, Halo Cat says one of the reasons I love Kill Jam Triple X, Kill Jam X is that it's kind of a commentary on how sex and sexuality is viewed in comparison to violence in terms of how adult it's viewed as.
yes.
Yes, Kill Jam.
I think Henry.
It's yeah.
I think Henry has been very clear about that. Yes.
Yes, Halo Cat says like that is not a very eloquent way of phrasing that, but I still think it makes sense. And Dual Paul says the inherent homoeroticism of vampires haunts me when I draw by my vampires, but it's a curse I'm willing to carry. Exactly, correct, wonderful, awesome. But yeah,
Bram Stoker and his cowboy fetish on Maine.
yes, that's the real hidden fetish, like not the vampires, it's the cowboys.
Yeah, no, that vampire stuff is like Bram Stoker's suppressed bisexuality is
Good for him.
oh, come on, this man, he was Henry Irving's manager. He he stole Oscar Wilde's girlfriend.
There's like
The notorious.
I do want to say like yes, that's why I love Kill Jam, and I tell everybody to listen to Kill Jam and support Kill Jam. Kill Jam's awesome, and I was in that. I was in that. Do you know who I played in Kill Jam?
I assume you will have been one of the I remember hearing you. You were one of the jammers,
I
right?
was, but you know which one? The best one.
Oh,
I was the
you
best
were
one,
oh,
or the
because
worst one.
all the fighters are female.
Yes, or the worst one. Both.
No, I can't remember. My autistic memories deserted me again.
It's okay. It's okay. I was the cockroach.
The cockroach. Okay. All right. Now
Yeah.
who was I?
I don't remember. I'm sorry. I
Now
do.
I feel better. We don't remember each other's characters.
That's okay. I don't remember anything,
That
so never feel bad about not
no,
remembering
me
anything.
neither. I
Truly.
do not remember things. The thing is, I was doing a German accent all the way through it, so it's
Oh,
not always easy to tell it's me.
oh,
Doodles knows which one. So the I am the non-binary evil doctor who cuts off the arms in the
hell
and
yeah.
demands money for menaces. You know.
I love that. And yeah, I love it's really funny. So there's this kind of new wave genre of horror, which it's not like completely new, but like the movement is new, you know what I mean? And even though a lot of this horror I cannot stand like on just a like on just an experiential level, like it's a kind of horror that I can't experience. It is something where I love that it exists, and I love that it like has come as a response to what I was just talking about. So it's called splatterpunk.
Okay.
Yeah, have you ever heard of splatterpunk?
I can guess what it is from the name.
Yes, yes. So it's actually specifically in response to this new wave of quiet horror, right? So here's the thing about quiet horror. I like quiet horror a lot, but everyone acts like quiet horror is the only real way to do horror, which is dumb. It's like,
Yeah, you're
normies
right.
being like,
Yeah.
finally, horror that's not horrifying to me. And it's like, that's not the point. Like, that's not the point. The point is like sitting in your discomfort, not like because like not I no more jump scare therefore good, you know what I mean, like that's not the point of quiet horror. So there's this movement called splatterpunk, which is like kind of railing against the idea that quiet horror is the epitome of horror and sort of
Hmm.
just being gratuitous and horrible. and and so quite
Cool, cool.
frankly, it's not my kind of thing, but the fact that it exists as sort of like a specific, function of sort of like removing the elitism from horror. It's
Hmm.
like hell yeah. It's like it's to me it's like wrestling. I don't really.
Democratizing horror.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's democratizing horror. It's removing like the elitism. It's like wrestling where wrestling's not my thing, but I'm glad it exists because people look down on
Hmm.
it so much, but it is like an art form same as any. And there's something very freeing about experiencing something that doesn't require you to be so, you know, like to have so many pretenses, to kind of just be free about something.
Hmm.
I always appreciate stuff like that. I always appreciate media like
Yes,
that.
unpretentious stuff. Yeah.
Unpretentious, yes. And so yeah, and splatterpunk is interesting because I've heard so I do that thing where I support the author, but then I don't read the thing. I just listen to somebody summarize the book because I feel because I
Okay.
well,
Yeah.
mainly, I mean, it's not just because I can't experience it, because I can read splatterpunk no problem. It's like, watching it is hard for me or listening to it is hard for me, but reading it's fine. But it's my attention span. That's the problem. My attention span's a problem. But whenever I hear a story where I'm like, I like that concept, I do like support the author anyway. But um yeah, like there is one particular one I actually read. I haven't finished, but I've like read most of the way through, and it was one of those. It's called "Tender as the Flesh,"
Mm.
and it's sort of hailed as the unofficial or like the unintentional beginning of splatterpunk, kind of. Like it would if people were talking about like where did splatterpunk start in terms of like the new wave, and people kind of look to that book even though it wasn't made for that specific movement. um it's a 2016-2017 Spanish language novel,
Mm.
where humanity where there's legalized and industrialized cannibalism,
Oh,
and it's from the perspective of a slot of like a butcher who butchers like people for eating.
human meat.
Yeah. There's people who have rights, and then there are people for eating. And the whole concept, the whole like way the book goes through is just like absolutely vile, but in the best way. Very very like thought provoking, very interested in the politics of like what would happen if cannibalism was a thing. And
Mm.
it was written by I believe Argentinian. Let me look this up. An Argentinian author, so
Ah.
it was like written from the perspective of the global south,
Ah. Okay.
which is like
So is there kind of that kind of baked in? Is it people in the global south being shipped in for cannibalism,
yes, yes. I mean,
or
it's like not explicit, like it's not like explicitly what happens in the book, but it is very much like the theming and the you get that feeling of somebody who knows how it feels to be taken advantage of in an industrial, like in a neoliberal industrialized society where the global south is treated as like the um
like a
livestock.
factory farm?
Yeah, the factory farm. So it is very much just like I love the energy of it all, and it's great because it's told from the perspective of a butcher, where you're like, oh, this guy seems really nice, and then as time goes on, you're like, oh no, he is
Oh
actually worse
no.
than everybody else. You know, nice guy
Okay.
main character. The real
Always
horror.
just trust the nice guy main character.
Yeah,
Yes.
the real horror is the nice guy main character. Nice guy in quotes. But yeah, Tender is the Flesh. Recommend. I always love horror written from like a global South perspective. It's great. It's politically very rich. But yeah,
Yeah.
you've done your
The,
art is
the
so good. Sorry, go on.
the case of the case of the English speaker and the price of our hundreds of years of colonialism is that first by us and then by the Americans afterwards
Mhm.
is that whilst all of English language media is open to us, none of us are encouraged to learn other languages
Mhm.
or given the tools really to learn other languages beyond high school.
Mhm.
And that combined with my autistic memory means that whilst I love languages and would love to be able to read Spanish language,
Oh,
French language,
I see. I see.
Tagalog even, I am unable to easily learn. Like I just find it impossible to learn the languages.
Good
So
news.
I would love to be able to read Spanish language literature, but unfortunately I can't.
Good news. It was translated to English in 2020.
Oh,
There you
neat.
go.
Ah,
Tender is
that
the
doesn't
Flesh.
matter then.
I was gonna say, like, listen, I can't read Spanish either, so you got. So no worries about that. You can get it
I
anywhere
once
in
tried.
English.
So I once my boyfriend bought. So there is a lovely book, and I once again have completely failed to memorize the name. I think it's called Peter Darling,
Hmm.
which is a transmasculine reading of Peter Pan.
Hmm. Ooh,
Um,
yeah.
and
Peter Darling.
yes, it's very good. And definitely erotic in places.
Hmm.
And that's good because novels seem to get away with a lot more easily than we do.
Yeah.
And my boyfriend accidentally bought it for me in Italian, and then proceeded to buy it for me in English as well. But then I had a copy of this book in Italian and a copy of this book in English. So out of curiosity, I decided to try and see if I could read the Italian using the English
Hmm. No, that's fun. That's so
Um,
fun.
and I managed to get like I read it in English first, and then I had to go read it in Italian. This is how I learned that Italian is much longer than English
Oh yeah.
by the fact that the book was significantly larger in Italian, physically larger than it was in English.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Teehee.
I don't know if I actually learned any Italian off the back of that, but it was certainly an interesting thing to do.
That's so
But yeah,
cool.
no. If I
Uh.
was able to magically learn languages, I would magically imbibe um, Spanish, Latin, Greek, Sanskrit, Nahuatl, um,
Mm.
uh, there was several, Arabic,
Mm.
because that would give me access to a significant amount of the entire literature of the world.
Yes,
Um, uh, yeah,
that'd be awesome.
that's what. Yeah.
You know what's really funny? I actually did that for Tagalog. So when I was growing up, I was quite bad at Tagalog. I was really bad. I was
Hmm.
still like, I mean, obviously I lived in the Philippines, so I understood it to a certain degree. But when I had to study it at school, I was so bad at it. I was just like I was excelling at every class except Filipino. I was so bad at Filipino. And so you know, for a long time I was just like, "Oh, I'm going to fail my classes, blah blah blah." But then um when we hit high school, we were doing, you know, actual like Philippine literature. Like, and I loved literature, and I always like got the highest scores in the English classes, and I was like, I am going to learn this literature if it's the last thing I do. And it was the way for me to sort of, you know, again, like as far as learning a language goes, it's not really fun unless you have a practical way to, you know, to do
Yes.
it, right? Or
Yeah.
like to enact it in your life. So I was like, I love literature, I love stories, I can make this happen. So I bought an English language version of, because one of our required readings was the national heroes. novel, like his seminal, his revolutionary novel called Noli Me Tangere.
Mm.
And Noli Me Tangere is sort of like the book of revolution for the Philippines. And it was written in Tagalog, in Filipino, but
Mm-hmm.
there were English translations. So what I would do is that I would like have um, I would have the Tagalog version and I would have the English version. I'd put them side by side and sort of read the English version fully because I read in English quite fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would go through the Tagalog version and kind of match it up. And that was part of my learning, honestly. Like I learned a lot of new things just from sort of switching between English and Tagalog, Noli Matangere. And
Mm-hmm.
and what I ended up doing is that I would end up like sort of writing things in English for like book reports and stuff, and then I would just slowly translate them into Tagalog, word by word. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how I learned that. And then the rest of the learning happened in college, where I went to an English speaking school in grade school and high school. And then I got to college and everyone was speaking Tagalog and I was just ashamed. I felt like, oh God, I felt so embarrassed that I was speaking English. So I just brute forced my way into speaking Tagalog. And that's how I learned
Mm-hmm.
Tagalog. And then I left the country and now now I'm like, I can't let my Tagalog die or else I'll be embarrassed again. So I try to speak it as much as possible with family and with when I meet Filipinos, I try to speak it with them. And ironically, I was really bad at Filipino back then, but then moving to Canada, suddenly I'm the expert. Suddenly everyone's like,
I
"Wow, your
love
Filipino's amazing," and I'm like, "Is it though? Are you sure about that?"
I I love the way the titles of the High Nine episodes are in Tagalog.
Yeah,
Um, I like, but you started adding the translations
I
in
did.
the afterwards,
I did. Yeah.
and so I used to. I understand that'll be to making it more accessible, but I used to like not knowing what the translation was, going
Oh.
and looking it up, and then looking
Oh.
up the Tagalog etymology of the word as well,
Yeah.
and finding which ones had like which ones are kind of Tagalogized Spanish and which ones were like from some which ones were indigenous ones
Yeah.
and which ones had a what's the other language? There's a second Pinoy language, isn't there? Like
There are 160, but which one are you talking? The second most
oh, what's
spoken one?
the other big one?
Bisaya.
Yeah, and which ones are from Bisaya and which ones are from Tagalog?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It
Uh,
depends on. And what's really funny about that particular thing is that I because I grew up with a Bisaya nanay, a mother, but a
mm,
Tagalog father, and I grew up in a Tagalog region. So I assumed that they were all just speaking Tagalog to me because everyone spoke like, Filipino, which is mostly Tagalog. But I found out over time that so many of the words I assumed were Tagalog were actually Bisaya, and I had no frame of reference as to which one was which. And so
yeah.
it just became one of those things. And the thing is, a lot of the words are the same across the two languages. So it's like, sometimes it's just the same no matter what. But then sometimes I would learn a word and I'd be like, yeah, that one. And then I find out that that was not the Tagalog word. It was just the word my nanay always used. And I was like, it's a Bisaya word. I see. So,
I have some vague memory of you mentioning that in one of the one of the discussion bits of yeah.
yeah.
I mean, so like honestly, so I knew very, very, very little about Tagalog. In fact, I was pronouncing it wrong until I heard you say it aloud.
Yeah.
Um, I was doing the thing that English speakers always do, which is putting an emphasis on the first syllable, which is also a problem when I'm trying to speak Welsh with my partner
Hmm.
because the emphasis is on the second syllable in Welsh as well. Um, so I'm like, oh shit, that's how you pronounce it. Okay, cool. Like, you have been my sole education on Tagalog.
Yeah, yeah,
That
no.
and
It's super fun.
Project Gnosis as well. Project Gnosis too.
Yeah, Project Gnosis. Oh, Project Gnosis is so cool. I haven't been able to listen to all of it, but as soon as I saw it had a tikbalang in it, I was like, I gotta make sure this does well because
Yeah.
it's like, listen.
You no. Non tikbalang bride,
Yeah,
Motsidapo.
exactly.
Like,
I'm a tikbalang queen. I can't just not
yeah.
see a tikbalang audio drama and like not tell everybody about it. It's
I'll be like, why is there not a tikbalang in this?
yeah,
Like,
exactly. Like that's my whole thing. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, it's
does it have a horsey head?
what's that?
Does it have a horsey head?
Does he
That's
have a
not in the
horsey
right
head?
place?
Yes, exactly. That's the
Yeah.
very important thing.
You should
So
call him.
there's like what was I trying to like what was I there was when I started putting the English translations on the titles, I started having fun with it a bit because obviously I put the English translations because I noticed that people who listen to the episodes were referring to them by the English name because of course they'd remember that better, you know? And so I was like, I feel like it's easier if I just put, the translation into the title just so, people sort of know what they're getting into. But what's really fun is when I get to play with English words for the title. So recently, I had an episode, or like many episodes ago, we had panaginip, which meant dream. And then
Mhm.
for episode 69, it's also called dream, but this one is called pangarap. And because the word dream is manyfold, like the first dream, panaginip, means like dream, as in you're dreaming, as in you're asleep and you're seeing things. But
Mhm.
pangarap is dream as in the wish that your heart makes when you're fast asleep, as you know.
Ah.
So, but it's also a double entendre because it's about the dream assassin, or like
Mhm.
involves the dream assassin character who we've introduced in Hainai. So I chose the word dream for the English translation because, as sort of a joke, as like this
Mhm.
means wish or dream, but also I chose the word dream to translate it because here's the dream assassin, who is
Mhm.
relevant to the story. So I'm now having fun with the with just the with the translations that
Being a
we get
little
to do.
disingenuous with the translations, yeah.
Yeah, I'm being a little silly about it. I'm like, dream,
I did,
different
yeah, there were
dream.
a couple of times before you put the translations in
Mhm.
where I would look it up and it wouldn't quite like you would have deliberately chosen as you've now described it looked like you deliberately chosen something that was a translation, but it didn't quite give the full nuance of the word,
Yeah.
or like the Tagalog word had more depth to it.
Yes.
Um, yeah, or you'd picked
Exactly.
one particular interpretation, or one particular translation of the Tagalog word.
Yes.
I was like, oh, that's interesting.
And even though I wasn't good at
Spot
Tagalog,
on.
I'm still good at like sort of having like if I know the word, I'm good at like sort of translating the nuance of that word. So when I see like for example, if I Google search something and I'm like, okay, what's the word for this? And then Google says it means this, and I'm like, no, it doesn't. I get mad at Google like, what do you mean? No. And then I mean technically yes, but also this does not explain what it actually like means. You know what I mean? Like it's like
This is the nuance.
the nuance is not
This is
here. Rah! So I yeah. So for example, the word paglamon, which is devouring. So we actually have a paglamon comic for this Kickstarter, which we're funding for right here. Go check it out, Pinoy Monster Horror Anthology.
Kickstarter.
Yeah, check out the Kickstarter. Please support us so we can get all of our Filipino artists paid. Anyway, there is an episode in Hainai called Paglamon. So it is like I called it devouring, but there are other ways you can interpret it. Like paglamon can also just mean eating, swallowing, and I'm like,
Mm.
not really though. That's kind of like like think of the difference between the word devouring and eating, and you're like, hmm, people don't say
Seems like a joke.
paglamon when you're just like having a bit of a nibble.
Mhm. A little peckish.
Yeah, exactly. And so I try to like choose the word that I feel, at least personally, from my experience, has the closest nuance, or at least or if not the closest nuance, the nuance I want for this particular episode. Like for this
Mhm.
particular presentation that I'm doing for the story. So I do want to just shout out some chats, just because I
Oh
have been
yes,
reading
please
them, but
do.
I haven't been reading them out loud. So, according to my mom, Italian is very similar to Spanish and quite easy to learn if you know it. It's true. And I can understand some Italian just from knowing Spanish. That's true. Neve said, I know English and British Sign Language, maybe a couple of phrases in French and Spanish. And then Doodle said, some of the words I can know thanks to knowing Spanish. And then Neve said, so many languages are confusing to me but fascinating. Actually, if I had to describe the differences between Tagalog and Bisaya, the two languages, it would be the difference between Spanish and Italian or Spanish and French. Or actually,
Hmm.
Brazilian Portuguese versus like European Portuguese. Or, well, actually, no, that's not true because
They've
one is
got
based on the
those
other.
funny D things with Brazilian Portuguese.
Yeah. I mean, I think well, one of them is sort of like based on the other, so never mind. But like you get the idea. Like they are not based on each other necessarily, but they came from the same framework,
Oh,
and so a lot of they're like sort of in
are
tandem.
they mutually comprehensible?
Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
so like
not
Slovakian
fully.
and Polish.
A little bit, yeah. So I would say that as a Tagalog speaker, I can understand maybe like as a regular Tagalog speaker, I can maybe understand 50% of Bisaya because the sentence structures are the same. But as somebody who grew up with a Bisaya mom, I can understand maybe 70% or 80%. I can't speak it, but I can understand it. Whereas yeah, like but there are other languages in the Philippines that are so far off that I cannot understand a word of it. And I'm just like, "Oh my god." There is I think one of the largest languages, third or sec. I actually don't know which one's second or third, but it's the northern language called Ilocano. So
Hmm.
that is one of the most common Filipino languages, definitely top five anyway. Um, and Ilocano, we went up once to Ilocos, just with a family, because we hardly ever go there because we don't really have family there. But we went up once
Hmm.
to like a vacation, and I was in a pool, and I was like, there was this adorable little kid, and the kid was talking to me, and I couldn't understand anything she was saying, and I felt so bad because like, uh, and then this old lady who was watching her was like, "Oh yeah, she can only speak Ilocano." Like she spoke to me in Tagalog, so we switched to Tagalog. But she was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's Ilocano," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm Tagalog. I'm from the south." And she's like, "Oh, okay." And
Hmm.
I couldn't understand a word of it. Like with Bisaya, I can still understand a little bit of it in enough to get by. But with Ilocano, can't do that. Can't do it. And that's the same country. We're not that big a country. We're a bunch of islands, so obviously far enough that our language is developed, but that's just one country. And we like you just got to go north and just not understand anybody.
Yeah. If you go far enough north in Scotland, if you go all the way up to the Shetland Isles,
Yeah.
like so like off the coast, beyond the Orkney Isles, beyond the Shetland, all the way to the Shetland Isles, the accent there is so thick,
Uh-huh.
and it is like a combination between Norwegian and Scottish,
Uh-huh.
and so they are speaking Scots, but the dialect will be so thick that it's almost incomprehensible unless you're like it might be comprehensible to someone from Inverness.
Mhm.
Um, I've heard people speak in like Shetland dialect, and I'm like, I understand like three out of every word, like proper old Shetland dialect. And or if people have like they're from the far west of Cornwall, where the dialect is heavily Cornish. Like
Mhm.
Cornish as a language has, I think it has no native speakers anymore. Neither does
Oh
Manx,
wow.
the language from the Isle of Man.
Mhm.
Um, but some older people, they again their dialect will be so full of like those P Celtic words that that you have to really kind of focus to understand what they're saying.
Mhm. Yeah, I've definitely I've heard some people with it's so cool like linguistically for like both accent work and just like language. I would say that what's really interesting about the Filipino language is that they're all languages. Like there none of them are like there are dialects of
Mm.
these languages, but when you're counting all languages it's like 160. And then there are dialects of those languages. And so it's like and it's all in this one tiny set of islands that are I would say smaller than let's say the or east coast of the USA or Canada.
I mean,
which is
As
crazy.
someone also from a tiny island with a million
Exactly, right?
dialects.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I,
And
I read the argument that Scots is a separate language, and I think I agree with it.
mm, yeah,
Uh,
isn't the argument
like
also just that language and dialect are sort of like a political difference and there's no actual difference? It's like
yes, yes,
it's more of political than it is like anything else.
definitely, definitely
Nomenclature
something.
wise. Um but yeah, it's oh, one of my favorite Canadian versions of this is just everyone with a Newfoundland accent. Have you heard
I love the Newbie accent with
the
my
Newfie
whole
accent?
heart.
Yeah, there was like I watched videos of like an Irishman going to Newfoundland and then like meeting people, and it just like the whole shenanigan of that. There was for people who don't know, in Canada there is a place called Newfoundland where there was a large like Irish population, and so the accent of Newfoundland is so unrecognizable from a lot of like the areas surrounding it in Canada. It just sounds like Irish, but also not. Like it sounds like I like alternate
Yeah, it
universe
sounds like a
Irish.
combination of Irish and Canadian to me. Yes.
Yeah. It has like elements of the prototypical Canadian accent and then the prototypical Irish accent, and so you just mix those two together and you get Newfoundland, and it's amazing. It is truly amazing.
So person who plays the main character in EELER'S at the moment
Mm.
is Indigenous
Mhm.
Newfoundlander.
Mhm.
So I adore their accent. Their accent is a combination of Mi'kmaq,
Mhm.
um, Irish, and Canadian.
Oh,
And it's beautiful. Like it's one of the reasons where we cast them, because I'm just like, this is
that's
not only
amazing.
is it from a coastal region, which is like when we were casting for EELER'S, our hard rule was no RP British, no Queen's English,
Mhm.
and no TV Midwestern American,
Mhm.
um, uh, because those accents are overrepresentative. Like
Yeah.
we wanted as much accent diversity as we could possibly come up with,
Mhm.
because I'm very much about decolonizing, as far as possible, any medium I'm working in,
Yeah.
be it in academic work or in artistic work.
Yeah.
And so primarily we were casting was the accent from a coastal region,
Mhm.
wherever that coastal region was, like be it Liverpool or New England or Norway
Mhm.
or so and but also yeah, ideally, yeah, if we could the more indigenous voices, the more voices of color we could get, the better. But when we heard like I think I'll go with Lindsay. Lindsay is the name that they use on the in the cast list. Um, it was like, yeah, like indigenous, disabled, coastal Newfoundland, and just the stories that we get told about things that happen in Newfoundland,
Mhm.
like in the Newfoundland, like people floating their houses down the coastline because it's easier than driving them,
Ah,
or like
isn't there a isn't there's a musical about it?
is there?
Come From
Oh,
Away.
okay.
That takes place in Newfoundland, right? I'm trying to remember. Come
I
from.
honestly, I'm not a I don't like musicals. I'll be honest. I just don't like musicals.
Aw.
Like
Aw.
there are a few musicals
Yeah.
I'm cool about, and they annoy me because they're the ones by Andrew Lloyd Webber, who is a massive Tory. I'm a massive
Ah,
conservative,
yeah. Andrew Lloyd Webber.
and I hate that. And
Why?
flew back from the US just to vote Tory.
Ew.
And yet he's very, very good at music. Um, I'm very, very picky about what I listen to, and also I've sworn I will never ever do an audio drama musical again. I will never write show tunes again. I tried
Gasp.
it. I did not like it.
Gasp. I want to do a musical, even if it's not show tunes. But
Everyone wants to do a musical.
it's hard. Yeah. Let me put you on my favorite musical, Hades Town.
I have heard of Hades Town. Yes, I'm
Yes.
acquainted with Hades Town.
Hades Town
I
is my
understand that
favorite.
they build the wall.
Yes. Why they build a wall?
I understand there is a
Um,
wall involved somewhere.
it was really funny. But yeah, Hades Town is just, and I think you can tell I like it because of the style of music that's in Hainai. Like half of the music in Hainai is Filipino classical and indigenous music, and then half of it is like old jazz. So like real like the specific type of jazz, not like easy jazz, but like proper like I shouldn't say easy jazz and proper jazz, but like when people think of jazz, they keep thinking like coffee shop easy jazz, and I'm like, no, I want jazz.
You need at least a grade 8 in piano to be able to play it.
Yeah.
You should not be able to tell what the time signature is.
Exactly. It has to sound dirty in a good way,
Sometimes in 5/4, sometimes it's in 7/8. You just don't know.
The pianist is too skillful to let you know. That's like what it is.
Yeah.
So I love jazz, and so yeah, Hades Town is a jazz musical, and like it's almost like if you take Chicago and you take Hades Town, it's almost like they're both jazz musicals, but on like different ends of the spectrum. But both of them I really like. Like one is very city jazz, one is very like you're gonna hear it in a speakeasy. You're gonna hear it, where people are hiding from prohibition. You're gonna that sort of like jazz. And the jazz in Hades Town is like south, like you're in the south, you're on the railroad, you're on the railroad tracks. It's like
you've just wandered into a dive bar in New Orleans.
Exactly.
And, there's an ancient blind man on the piano.
Yeah.
And,
it is the jazz you see in Sinners, like like that like it's very much has more of a, I don't know if there's a specific difference, but like the sound feels different. Like one's outside and one's inside, and they're both dirty and they're both the best. It's like that sort of my sort of musical, and certainly
one of them is illegal, one of them is barely legal. Yeah.
What's that?
One of them is actually illegal, one of them is barely legal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love it. And that's certainly like the kind of music that I enjoy. But yeah. Oh, can I tell you my other favorite musical? And it's really funny.
Sure.
It's really dumb. It's Jesus Christ Superstar. Also Andrew Lloyd Webber. Yeah, like you.
So Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Unfortunately,
he sucks. Bangers. Yeah, but he does like do bangers. One of my favorite things he's ever done was that one. Have you seen that one TikTok he did?
No.
He did a TikTok.
I'm not on TikTok. I'm too old for TikTok.
That's fair. Everyone's too old for TikTok. But I'm on there anyway.
I'm 42. I've decided that's too old for TikTok.
Yeah. You look like you're in your 20s, so if
yes, the trans youth syndrome.
Yeah.
We get given a second puberty in our age.
Second puberty. Yeah. The TikTok I was talking about was it was, what was it? WAP, like the song WAP. You know how like it enters with I don't cook, I don't clean, like that bit. Have you ever heard the song WAP?
No.
You don't know the song Wet Ass Pussy?
My sole introduction to the song WAP is that right-wing guy with the doctor wife saying, and his doctor wife, and he was like, oh, my doctor wife would say that if your pussy is that wet, then something is very wrong. And everybody immediately pitying his poor wife.
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, for sure,
and,
for sure.
Apparently, dap.
Dap. But yeah, so WAP enters with like this like, I don't cook, I don't clean, but something, I forgot like the lyrics, like so like that's how it enters. And he basically Andrew Lloyd Webber did a TikTok where he played that part, the intro to WAP, and then at the end of that intro he does ten 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 ten. It was really good. It's
actually funny as well.
It was super good. He was like, because there was a whole TikTok trend to like, to do that intro, and then truly it was the most, it was the most inspired thing. It was like introing to WAP and then just playing the Phantom intro. I'm like,
God damn it, stop being funny.
That's a very common thing, though. Like, people who move to America and then still, like, do wrong politics in their homeland is so stupid. It's so fucking dumb. It's the same with, same with Lea Salonga. Not quite.
Interesting.
Not quite as wrong.
What's the scuttlebutt about Lea Salonga?
So she's not quite as wrong as, voting Tory or some shit. But, arguably less bad, but still not good. So she did a musical about Imelda Marcos, and it wasn't a positive
I understand
musical.
I should boo Imelda Marcos, yes.
Yes, exactly. Imelda
Imelda
Marcos
Marcos bad.
was the wife of the dictator, who was also like who people joke about a lot, but the problem with those jokes is that they kind of forget that she was also a dictator. You know how people meme Trump and then Trump is really bad, but people meme him, so it seems like he's not as
Yeah.
bad? That's kind of what happened with Imelda Marcos. People memed her and her shoes and forgot that she was a dictator who killed people. So
Hmm.
truly, like, and make putting her in a musical. Lea Salonga did that musical and was like, "Yeah, we're gonna show people the bad things they did," and I'm like, "No, you're not. You're making her seem like a silly dumbass. You're not. You're like hiding the fact. You're laundering her reputation for her. You know, you're making her seem silly and helpless, and not like literally a
You're
dictator.
trying to Evita
You're
Imelda
Evita. Yeah,
Marcos.
that's literally what's happening. You're trying to Evita her. So I was super mad about it, and a lot of people agreed. But ultimately, that's not as bad as like having bad politics because she still has like decent politics. But it's like, and also the other thing that she said, which is true, but also you should be trying harder to make up for it. And she said that she owes the Marcos family for her success, which is like
Does she?
she does. She
Mhm.
her the Marcoses were patrons of her family, which is why she like and
Ah.
supported her in her career. So, you know, if that's true, which it is, she's admitted to it, you gotta be angrier. You gotta be more anti Marcos, not less. Because that just makes you look like a fucking collaborator. You
Yeah.
know? So it's like
Unfortunately.
Lea Salonga is like,
I think I only know her from like I think there was one version of Les Miserables and
she was the
played one
best
of the
one, yeah.
characters in it.
She's an amazing singer. She's done a lot of like Disney singing. She's done a lot, like basically everything she's in, she's good. I've sung with her, by the way, and
Oh, cool.
like she seems like a nice
Apart from
person.
the above mentioned issues.
What,
Yeah.
what's that?
Cool. Apart from the above mentioned issues
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
involving,
The thing is, it's hard
Evita
because
washing
like,
Imelda
you know,
Marcos.
it's hard to say like I don't hate her, but it's like it's hard to really when you criticize somebody like that when she is generally an agreeable and nice and very talented person. But it's like it's hard because like you have to criticize it because she's being very soft on what is on a dictator family that has like brought their power back into the Philippines. It's like you are not being aggro enough, you know, for having admitted to having benefited from them. You are giving soft collaborator. So, yeah.
It's giving
It's
collaborator. It's
giving
giving Quisling.
collaborator.
It's giving Vichy Francais. It's giving.
Yeah, it's like, you know, the Nazis were nice to me. Like, that's literally like what she's giving right now. And I'm just like, no. Mm-mm. No, no, no. Don't be like that. But yeah, I've kind of just stuck you in this, like, but I hope you're enjoying yourself because that genuinely looks really cool.
I'm just fucking about now. Like I'm not I'm not doing anything in particular. I'm just drawing more. I'm just using the spray tool over and over with no particular reason behind
It
it.
looks really cool, and I like it a lot. Well, let's switch gears a little bit. You don't have to keep drawing if you don't want to, but I do have a question for you. Um,
Uh,
is there anything about any horror podcast or like the work you're doing right now, or anything exciting in your life right now that you want to talk about to the audience, to the chat?
um, I I mean, so I've already talked about Ealer's Choice, which we are where we're working. Oh, what's currently occupying some of my time. I've I the only, I'm yeah, I'm now in the cast of Myeltopia, and
Mm-hmm.
they keep eating me into random monster roles, which is very fun. Um, that's I do like random monster roles. But mainly what we're doing at the moment is gearing up for audio drama Hubfest,
Uh-huh.
which is the annual around about the beginning of November meet up in High Wycombe in the UK,
Hmm.
and it's run started by Sarah Golding and Kareem Cronfley, who
Yeah.
some people may know from Magnus, and Silverses and various other things.
Yes.
Um, and it's just this kind of a 1 day thing where we have lots of talks, and then we have live shows in the evening.
Hmm.
So if you are in the UK and can come, it's on the first of Saturday, the 1st of November in High Wycombe. Neve is going. I'm aware Neve is going. Uh, yeah, it's especially good for creators, but there are also tickets for the live show in the evenings as well. This time. At this time, we've got to focus on voice acting, so there's gonna be a lot of talks and panels about voice acting. As I say, you can buy. There is live streaming of the whole event. You can get online. That is at audiodramahub or murd.com. Our main speakers this time are Felix Trench and Beth Eyre from Wooden Overcoats, and they're going
Ooh.
to give a lot of kind of talks on voice acting and comedy voice acting, that kind of thing. But
Hmm.
they've got the kind of the plenary. So that's been my kind of every Wednesday night on a Zoom call with Sarah Golding planning that.
That's so awesome.
Um, so yeah, honestly, that's the one that we're currently trying to sell tickets for, rather than there's not really anything I'm kickstarting at the moment. I'm mainly just working on things.
Mhm.
Uh,
Well,
yeah.
there are too many Kickstarters right now, to be fair.
Yeah.
Too
I'm
many
not adding to the Kickstarter
Kickstarters.
problem.
Ah.
Um,
Oh
I'm looking
gosh.
forward to 9 to midnight, and yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody does for their 9 to midnight
Yeah,
and
let's see
how
who's
hinged
not
they all
busy,
are.
who's not busy enough to submit something because we all seem to be doing it down to the wire, except you, who are very prepared and
Except
submitted it
me
ages
and
ago.
Tal.
And Tal, yeah. But Tal's like Tal
Honestly,
knew they had like some like this would be a big busy month and did that, and I knew it would be a big busy month and I did not do that. That's the difference between me and Tal. Tal is very on top of
October.
everything.
October is horror podcast Christmas,
Yes.
or
I also have
Rosh
to submit.
Hashanah, or
Yes.
well, I don't know if there's a Filipino appropriate festival.
Christmas.
The Filipino.
Well, here's the
Well,
thing.
no, the one not introduced by colonizers
Oh,
festival.
well, we all just kind of do Christmas real hard, so.
Okay, fair
Uh,
play. Ca- Catholics.
yeah, it's all Catholicism.
um,
Couldn't tell you.
yeah, yeah, horror. I always love when October comes around. Like I didn't used to love when October, but I do now because I'm just like I'm getting so much good audio drama this month,
Oh yeah.
so much.
Oh yeah, for sure. And yeah,
Ooh,
speaking of good audio drama, I'll start because I do at the end of every stream I do have to like show everybody the comic so that they will be, tempted to support the
please get
comic,
the comic.
But
Yeah.
before that, I do want to talk about the stuff that we're doing for Hainai. So obviously the comic is for Hainai; it's an official Hainai comic, but at the same time, I did have to take a short hiatus from Hainai to work on, fundraising for this comic. But when we come back, I'm really excited for a couple of episodes. I'm already writing episode 70, and we have a bonus episode. So that's one of the things I've missed working on is bonus episodes because we were doing a weekly release for Hainai, and that has sort of eaten up a lot of the time that I have to do sort of side stories. Which I tend to post to the Patreon, and I also tend to post like a little preview on the Patreon, on the public feed. But the next one is about mushrooms. Yippee!
Oh,
I love
interesting.
I love a good mushroom. So the bonus episode about mushrooms, the preview is already out. Like we posted a short preview last Sunday, and with the announcement for this week, and I'm gonna be posting like the longer preview soon once I've finished the whole episode and posted it to Patreon. And the proper episode after that is gonna be it's gonna have Danny, so that's really exciting. A
Hmm.
lot of people do enjoy Danny in the Discord, and the voice actor for Danny
Fan
has
favorite Danny.
what's that?
Fan favorite Danny.
Fan favorite
Yeah.
Danny, Danny boy. The pipes are hauling. And yeah, so and we are because one of the things that I have been sort of having not trouble with, but sort of like having to deal with in as we enter Christmas time is that we are coming to the end of Haina Act 3. And so once Hainai Act 3 is over, there's gonna be no Hainai. Well, not no Hainai. We're gonna be doing like B-sides. We're gonna be doing a re-listen. So we're gonna be doing a re-listen, then I'm gonna be doing some behind the scenes stuff for every episode. But there's gonna be no new Hainai except for patrons for months, for many months after that. So that's why the preparation for the end of Act 3 is so big, because we have a big planned finale. So
Ooh.
yeah, with a big cast episode, which is obviously way harder to put together. So I have to like make sure that that goes smoothly.
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
All moving parts.
yeah. The here's a bit of a peek behind the curtain for Hainai creation. If you hear a lot of monologues that mean like in a row, that means we are gearing up for one gigantic multicast episode. Because monologues are easier to make and they give us a little more time as we work on the big gigantic multicast episode. That's the trick.
I do miss the days when I was just making it was just me monologuing.
Yeah, it's so easy.
Back to myself.
It's so
to myself.
easy.
Yeah.
Did that to myself too. Yeah, unfortunately, but yeah, the big one's gonna be fun. And whew, what else? Yeah. Okay.
Little
so
big one, as it were.
What's that?
A little big one, as it were.
A little big one. Yeah. And yeah, that's the other thing. But you know what? It is fun because the monologues allow me to do something like episode 69, which was a very good time.
Nice.
Nice. Did you get to listen to episode 69, by the way? Or is that, I don't want to spoil it for you if so. If not.
I would have to see. I've been.
No, it's okay.
Rather than having it in my podcast, because you've been emailing, because I kickstarted the last one, I've had it emailed to me every time. So I'll have to look and see which ones I actually download. Which ones I'm caught up on.
I'm so sorry I didn't say really goodnight, Doodles, but anyway. Doodles, yes, please put it in the server. Sorry, go on.
Not just Doodles.
Sorry, what were you saying? I'm so sorry. I was reading the chat and my brain just shut down. I'm so sorry. Please.
I have additional questions about the mushrooms, but I will see how far along I am on which ones I have downloaded.
Oh yes, let me know.
So okay, now I'm only downloaded as far as 68. So
69's a treat. I'll say that.
I've probably had it in my inbox recently, I imagine.
Because it's thematic. 69. It is
69.
Yeah, it's thematic for 69. It's number 69, and therefore 69.
It contains 69.
It contains somebody I
may
think
contain.
Yeah, may contain 69. Somebody asked me earlier, what was it? It was like we were talking about like, you know, sexual storytelling in horror, and somebody was like,
and the lack of it.
Yeah, and the lack of it. And then like somebody earlier was like, there is like some of it psychologically, I forgot exactly how the conversation went, but we talked about how like psychologically horrifying and or like cute and sexy. And I was like, yes, Hainai episode 69 is both of those things at the same time. Do you like cute and sexy romance and psychological horror?
You get both.
You get both. Yippee! Hainai 69. Come celebrate with us. Is it nice? Yes, it's nice. Teehee. Doodles, thank you so much.
Nice,
and
also,
yeah. So at the end of this, I do want to show everybody the comic before you go. But also, I do want to tell people, listen to 9 to Midnight. It's coming out soon. Very exciting. And also, please support the Kickstarter comic. We need it. We need it real bad because we want to pay all of the artists. Pay artists. And also, if you like monster romance, there's a lot of like eroticism and sapphic horror in this comic. I'm about to show you. It's super cool. So definitely go check it out. Here, I will bring it up real quick. So what I tend to do is a horror. There you go. I'm gonna do that again. And I'm gonna full screen. And then I will show everybody. Can you see? So we are now at 26% funded, which is amazing. We are very excited. So here's the Pinoy Monster Horror Anthology for everybody who's looking right now. I am gonna.
What rewards can they obtain? What fabulous?
It's a good question. Okay, let me close my webcam and yours as well, so I can just show this. So here are some rewards you could obtain if you support us. You can get, actually, let me show you the comics first. So these are some of the comics. They're so cool. You get so many really cool comics by Filipino artists, and most of them are extremely queer, like 90%.
Excellent.
Yeah, and quite a few are sapphic. Like this one's very gay, but like quite a few are sapphic, which like was not agreed upon. It was just like do whatever you want, and a lot of us ended up making sapphic content. So like okay, cool. Why would you not? So yeah, like this one, freaking love this one. But yeah.
Ooh, I love the art style on that one.
Yeah, and this one's just sexy. It's about eating out, but in a different way. Yeah, exactly. So you got some real erotic stuff going on as well, and this one is
having an Aswan girlfriend.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's what they imagined clearly. And here,
I have a girlfriend, but imagine having an Aswan girlfriend as well.
Exactly. And so this one is the perfect center of psychological horror and eroticism. So
it's Saint Sebastian. Oh, we love Saint Sebastian.
Exactly, and a lot of visual.
The most erotic of saints.
The most erotic of saints.
With great many arrows.
Exactly, horror and eroticism. He's our patron saint. Okay. So here are some rewards you can get. I should have shown this earlier, but it's fine. So you have the digital copy, obviously. And with the digital copy, you can get a digital sketchbook, which is all of our behind-the-scenes art, our concepts, our thumbnails, just some really cool stuff all around. And then you can also get the digital comics anthology bundle, which is basically every single anthology before this one, at a very discounted price. So go check that out. If you support us digitally, you can support us on quite a large scale, even if it's all digital, because we wanted to make sure that people who supported digital could get a lot of stuff. And then we got the physical copy. You can order it. You can get a bunch of stuff, including some really cool stickers, some keychains. You can get the digital sketchbook, and you can get physical, more keychains, the physical books. One of our big ticket items is the After Dark anthology, our previous one, the erotic anthology. And of course, the little manananggal pin. Teehee. And then, am I actually showing it in this?
Manananggal pin.
Oh yes, sorry. Let me resize that now that I think about it.
I'm very intrigued about this adorable pin.
Right? Okay, let me.
Yeah.
Oh, let me unlock that and let me transform it so that we can see the entire window. Fit to screen. There we go. It's a little small, but let me try to resize it so you can see. Chitting. Oop, that was too far. Nope, that was also too far. What the hell's going on? Okay. There. I think that's better. There. So you can see the pin right here. And then let me scroll up a little bit.
Oh, it's adorable.
It's so cute.
It's his little eyes, his little ears.
And look at this one. You can see the little manananggal keychain as well. You can see it a little closer when you're on the actual page. It's really
his little legs behind and he's flying around.
Yes, exactly. And then
I'm a little torso.
Yeah, that's really what it is. And then here's more. You can get the physical copy Toronto pickup. Basically just no shipping. That's it. And then we have some commissions that you can take as well.
Ooh.
One left of 4. Oh wow. I was like, I was looking at it like, oh, that's really cool. And then I realized like 3 people have commissioned this person. That's awesome. This one is all right, honestly. All 5 monster anthologies physical, basically, like again, with a discount. You can grab all these. 37 left of 50, so you can still grab all of these and you get them on a discount. And of course, the Vexing Lex NSFW audio commission, because Lex is famous for his erotic audio. Exactly, for his erotic audio. So that's really cool. Then you have V Mad Mac commissions, fully rendered, just gorgeous stuff. And then, this one's really fun. Literally just me like, you want a full podcast episode? I'll do it. I'll make you a podcast episode. I will, like if you want me to write it, I'll write
I
it.
didn't wait think of that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and then this one is why did this come after? Wait, why did this come after this one? That's so weird. This should have anyway.
It's probably the
Yeah,
value.
I'm like, oh, it's because none left. That's super cool, actually. So yeah, Munped's got
sold out.
that. It's sold out. That's awesome. But yeah, so I was like wondering, like, it's priced lower. Why is it? But no, that's great. So yeah, like actually, and the commissions are going. I'm so glad. I might actually have to add my own art commission because I did not add an art commission. So we'll see. If anyone wants an art commission, I'll come in. I'll come on in. But yeah, here is so those are the rewards that you can grab. And here are the actual like pages. Like I showed you the pages, but this is the Hainai one that I want to show you. This is just yeah, it's Mary.
It's Mary. There she is.
Yeah. So you get to see her and her shenanigans back at home.
Is that right?
Yep, that's right. Anting. So
yeah,
that's basically what she wears on her neck alongside another pendant, and she meets an Encanto that wants her to stay and is kind of weird about it. And gore, by the way, there's gonna be some gore here, if that's okay with you all. Chitting.
Absolutely.
I'm very proud of how this turned out.
They didn't terrify us though.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Having a good
Buy
time.
one Encanto, get multiple Encantos free.
Exactly. And yeah, this one's by the cover artist, which is just super cool. But yeah, just some really great stuff. Just some like semi-erotic, very scary, very wonderful art by Filipino artists. So go check it out. And let me bring us back. There we go. Thank you so much. Let me just bring back our beautiful art as well and try to resize it. It's really good, okay? Like genuine. I'm not even joking. Genuinely, it looks really good.
I was just I was just doodling.
It looks so good, actually. What am I doing here? Oops. There. Okay. There's your art. There's my art. I have to check the percentages, but we are about. Let me show you the full thing as well. There we go. There's our art. Thank you for joining us, everybody. This was super fun, even though we kind of just were faffing about, as you can tell. Go check out the comic. What's that?
It was good crack.
It really was. Yeah, exactly. It really was. So yeah, go check out the comic if you please. Pinoy Monster Horror Anthology on Kickstarter. Please support us so that we can actually get all of those. Like we are all or nothing, which means that if we don't get to our goal, we can't bring that wonderful art to you, and we can't pay the wonderful artists. So please do help us and listen to 9 to Midnight. It is super neat. It is super cool, and it is. Sometimes you will see the most unhinged entries, like last year. I was
like the puppy play one.
And what was it? I cut into my buttocks or something like that. What was it? How did that one go?
Oh,
I sliced into my buttocks or something like that. I love that one so much. I don't know what it was. I think it was just because he was so horny about it. Like that's what I remember that one. Everyone was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Haha." Everyone was so disturbed on the listen through, and I was just like, "This is great. I love this. This is so cool."
We need more horny horror, please.
We need more horny horror. He was so horny about cutting into his own buttocks. I can't say that word like normally. Buttocks.
Buttocks.
That's
one of those words that's more fun to say in a Yorkshire accent.
Buttocks. Yeah, that's true. If I had to say in the Tagalog accent, it would be like buttocks. Buttocks. The buttocks. But yes, buttocks. That's a different word. Buttock is an actual word, so like buttocks. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody. Neve says the interpreter looks so cool. Thank you. Yes, and Neve says, I love well-drawn gore. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was just trying to think of what the interpreter would look like. This is the first time I've ever drawn her, so you get to see it. Yippee! Congratulations. Anyway, I'll say goodbye now. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good
Bye,
night. I'm going to
everybody.
close this off by showing the art. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. Have a good night.
Bye.